5 seconds. Get ready.
Sir, in the course of his speech, the Honorable Minister made the statement to the effect that the food situation in the country will continue to be satisfactory during the months to come. I entirely agree with him because we have had a fairly good monsoon and the condition of the standing crops is fairly satisfactory. Even the 2 or 3 states which had to go through a period of drought are now faring better, and the position in those states has improved to a great extent. The state governments and the Food Corporation of India are going about the job of building up adequate stocks of food grains without any let or hindrance. All these things point to a bright future for the country in the food front. At the same time, we should not lose sight of the fact that this remarkable success has been possible mainly due to the efforts put in by the agriculturists. Our farmers have always been very enthusiastic about following the improved methods of farming evolved by the various research institutes every now and then. So they deserve to receive continued encouragement at the hands of the government in the years to come. But there are some factors which tend to deepen the enthusiasm of the farmers, and these have to be removed in the interests of the country. One of those factors is the arising of disputes between states in the matter of sharing river waters between themselves. Of course, we have a law which empowers the government to refer such interstate river water disputes to a tribunal. But till such time the tribunal goes into the whole question and comes out with its award, the farmers of the states which are parties to the dispute have to remain in a state of anxiety. Such a state of affairs will not be conducive to the development of agricultural production in those states. So it will be better if such disputes are settled amicably by having discussions. The government of India also can help in bringing about such settlements by using their good offices to the extent possible. Sir, the public distribution system is working well in our country due to the sincere efforts taken by the central government and also the state governments. Some years ago, a committee appointed by the union government made suggestions as regards the commodities that should be made available through the public distribution system. While most of those articles are being made available, there are some items which are always in short supply. One such item is the cooking oil, which is prepared by refining a particular variety of palm oil. Groundnut oil, which is used as cooking oil in certain parts of the country, has an industrial use also in the manufacture of certain goods. Therefore, its price goes up in certain months to such an extent that ordinary people are not in a position to buy it for cooking purposes. The only cheap alternative available to them is the refined palm oil. This particular variety of cooking oil is not produced in our own country, so it is imported by the State Trading Corporation of India and marketed through the public distribution system at prices fixed by the government. But the supplies affected by this corporation do not match the ever growing demand for this commodity. I therefore request the government to take all possible steps to import this cooking oil in larger quantities. Another commodity which is not available through the public distribution system nowadays is the chief variety of cloth. It is said that this variety of cloth, which is manufactured by the silk mills taken over by the National Textile Corporation, is being sold through the retail shops of the corporation. But such shops function only in towns and cities, and it is the people living in the rural areas who have more need for cheap cloth. I would therefore request the government to revive the system of selling this type of cloth through the public distribution system. Sir, the cooperative stores play a vital role in the effective implementation of the public distribution system. It is a fact that most of the cooperative stores in the urban areas are functioning very well. But as far as the rural areas are concerned, it cannot be said that the consumer cooperative movement is given the same amount of importance which is given for the purpose of extending credit facilities to the farmers. This position has to be set right and the consumer cooperatives have to be strengthened. I would suggest that the government of India may examine the matter carefully and if necessary make necessary suggestions to the state governments. Sir, I would now like to say a few words with regard to the issue of family courts for getting supplies of essential commodities. In the present system, family courts are issued once in 4 or 5 years after making a enumeration of the families in a particular area. Of course, this enumeration is done very carefully by reasonable officials. Still, some mistakes to happen during the course of the enumeration work. Sometimes some areas in town are completely left out and the families living in those areas have to go without family cards for a long time. To prevent such omissions, I would suggest that the list prepared by each enumeration official should be checked by a supervisory official by doing door-to-door verification and also checked again with reference to the electoral roll relating to that area. Even after issue of the family cards, surprise checks should be made by superior officials to trace out bogus family cards. In case there is addition of a member in a family after the family card has been issued, the head of the family should be enabled to get the addition noted in the card without any unnecessary delay. Similarly, the producers of the getting new cards in between two enumerations and also for transferring the cards from one place to another should be simplified. If all these things are done, the existing system will get strengthened and will be of more use to the public. With these words, I thank you very much for the opportunity given to me.